finding a job after Full Sail University. This is what it really comes down to, and what is really important. This is the thing that matters, right? How many students have success finding a job after graduating? How many students don't? A student made a post saying, "Are you guys having trouble finding a job? I'm looking everywhere and can't find anything." So found this pretty interesting. Myself, I found a job before I even graduated Full Sail. I had already spoke to a couple people, and I really kind of understood this whole mentality of networking, getting your foot in the door, and truly making these connections with your peers and other even employers that will see you as a potential candidate for their company, somebody with, skills or whatever it may be that you can bring value to that company. And so here are some of those responses that the students are saying, and I found this, again, very interesting and something worth sharing with you guys. I graduated 4 years ago, and I haven't found anything. Somebody else said, "It's not you. I've been a full-time for 28 years and barely holding on. The whole industry changed, and it's not going to get better for a long time." That's a bit scary. "It's not easy to find any kind of jobs nowadays. Too many people competing for the same jobs." This is very true. But the same thing applies to any college or any, degree path that you're pursuing. It could be even to become a doctor. I don't know. "Graduated film school 2 years ago and still no job. They all want experience and aren't willing to extend work to college grads. Not to mention the amount of college grads is enormous, and there isn't enough work to give everyone a job in the field they went to school for." I don't believe that's true. I think you just have to keep searching and looking out for those opportunities. There's plenty out there. And graduating film school 2 years and still not doing anything, maybe start finding something else you could do. "Going to college, graduating, and getting work isn't like what it used to be." This is very true. A lot of people believe that you don't even need to go to college. "I graduated with my master's 7 years ago. It took 2 years and a great deal of patience for me to get the chance to write for a company, but it finally happened. I have ghostwritten over 20 books since then and contributed my writing and editing to various scripts and books. Now I am focusing on writing for myself." Like every other video, success stories are, far and few, but they do happen. And, everyone's path is completely different. Like I said in the last video, what you put in is what you get out. So don't give up, "It's difficult to find a job, and it's a very competitive market." That's on theme. Everyone keeps saying the same thing. "A lot is all about who you know." This is very true. "I graduated last year, but I knew job hunting was going to be difficult. In my opinion, it's about networking and knowing someone inside to get you in the door." Yes. "In a lot of industries, you either know someone or got to do some internships for experience, or do little gigs on side to build portfolios and clientele." Yes, this is huge. Building your portfolio is so important. And honestly, I can make a whole video about this. I finally got the interview for the job I was wanting for over 2 years on Friday. It takes time, but I've been working 2 part-time jobs right now, and when I'm available, a 3rd one. I have to say, the career readiness class paid off with the advice they gave for follow-ups and for your resume. Use the school, use everything they teach you, because those things are there for a specific reason. Somebody said, "You've got to network like crazy. Your resume is only a small portion of getting the job. Your online presence and whether or not you started trying to get the job before it was time to apply for the job are major factors. By the time I graduated, I had 5 job offers from my top 5 choices. Never turned in a single resume. Every bit of it was from the connections I had made while I was still in school. It's highly competitive no matter what industry you're looking at. You've got to be the person that lingers in their minds for a good reason and for longer than a moment." This is so true. I think I've said this before, like networking is not just about talking to somebody and saying, "Hi, my name is this, and I'm in this program. Goodbye." It's about actually making a connection with that person and having a conversation that leaves them thinking about you. It's about showing your portfolio and your art skills, your abilities in a way that they keep thinking about that creative. Not, they won't remember your name, but they might remember that how you made them feel and the work that you showed them, how it represented you, That's very important. Those impressions do matter. I had no luck finding a job when I graduated with a bachelor's. So I built the company and hired employees. Don't wait for an opportunity to come. Go out and create the opportunities for yourself. There it is. If nothing's out there for you, move on to the next thing. Even if that's creating the company that you kind of wanted to work for yourself. The industry isn't what it used to be. I graduated 2 years ago with a master's and I can't even find a side gig. The whole class still isn't working. That's funny. I don't relate to this. If I look at a lot of the peers in my class, my graduating class from my program specific film school or film degree, a lot of my peers are actually doing work in the film industry, whether it be in the news, whether it be photography, whether it be working in actual sets and studios. I can easily just open up Instagram or Facebook and see them actually posting about the projects they're working on. There's work out there. You just have to pursue it and work up your portfolio, diversify the type of work you're doing, and eventually you're going to stand out and be able to do those big projects that you desire, the dream job, But it takes time. I graduated with a bachelor's and have worked on 3 feature films, and all 3 won awards, and 2 of them made it on Amazon. Success story, The editors can get a job anytime. This is so true. I see tons of listings for editors. Nobody wants to edit. Don't expect a big paycheck at first and be willing to do it for free. If you really love it, the money will follow. And in the industry, they can smell desperation. Stay hungry and passionate, not desperate. Somebody else said, everyone I've talked to right now is struggling to find a job. So just know that you're not alone. Keep doing whatever you have to do to keep stretching and working out those muscles of being a creative, continuing to grow your portfolio, and eventually you'll fit in right where, the waves take you. Be able to be a good boat where you allow the waves to push you into the direction and the dream that you desire eventually, It doesn't just happen over time. It doesn't just happen immediately. It happens over time. Contact your career advisor. That's what they are there for. This is so true. And I've told this to a lot of people. Before you even try to do all this crazy research and try to figure it out on your own, ask your professors, ask the career advisors, ask the staff members that are there for you, and ask your fellow peers. Don't try to just figure it out on your own. It's collaborative, it's a community. The reason that you're going to go to Full Sail is because you're going to be around all these like-minded individuals that will help you grow, that will help you get closer to that goal of making it in the industry. And the last one that I'm going to read. Have you used the career resource Full Sail offers? They often share great job leads. Also, your location and work preference can impact responses. Many entry-level roles still prefer on-site or hybrid. What I honestly would recommend is before you even attend a college to pursue your degree in whatever you're pursuing, start looking for a job, to be honest. Look for the job before you even get the education. I can't begin to describe how many times I've looked at a job that I wanted and realized that my degree or my background, my expertise had nothing to do with it. But in the description of those job titles, of those jobs, it would say, here's qualifications, here's the education that we look for, here's what we look for, blah, 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 blah. So instead of just going to go get my degree and think I got it all figured out, I could have started by doing some of those things. Experience. There's a lot of things that I can go do for free. There's a lot of things that I can volunteer my time. And then I could say, I have 2 years of experience on a camera. Boom, right there. That's better. That's already better than saying I went to a college, because a piece of paper says a lot, but at the end of the day, is that portfolio, It's how you show yourself, not only on paper, but if you had to submit a actual demo reel of your work. And that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure to give this video a big like if you found something useful, And make sure to hit that subscribe button to join the crew. God bless you.